Hello and welcome to the 31st National Science Olympiad National Tournament hosted by the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. My name is Ford Clark. I'm a professor at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln in the College of Journalism and Mass Communications. It is my pleasure to be your MC for this evening. We have teams from 49 states and Japan who will be demonstrating their abilities to explore, challenge, and achieve. Let's meet this weekend's competitors with the Parade of States. Welcome, California. The state motto is Eureka, a Greek word translated to I have found it. Muscatel Middle School. Winston Churchill Middle School. Troy High School. And Mira Loma High School. Virginia. The world's only oyster museum is on Chincoteague Island. Longfellow Middle School. Langley High School. Welcome, Florida. Gatorade was named for the University of Florida Gators, where the drink was first developed. Archimedean Middle Conservatory. Orlando Science School. Boca Raton Community High School. Archimedean Upper Conservatory. Welcome, Missouri. At the St. Louis World's Fair in 1904, the ice cream cone was invented. Ladue Middle School. Oak Hill Middle School. Pembroke Hill Upper School. Ladue Horton Watkins High School. Welcome, Illinois! The first aquarium opened in Chicago in 1893. Daniel Wright High School. Marie Murphy School. Adelaide E. Stevenson High School. Trier High School. Welcome, New York! The first American chess tournament was held in New York in 1843. Paul J. Jelinas Junior High School. Eagle Hill Middle School. Columbia High School. And Fayetteville Manlius High School. Welcome, Ohio! The only state to have an official rock song, Hang On Sloopy. Solon Middle School. Memorial Middle School. Centerville High School. And Mentor High School. Welcome, Georgia! Stone Mountain near Atlanta is one of the largest single masses of exposed granite in the world. Dodgen Middle School. Fulton Science Academy. Brookwood High School. And Chattahoochee High School. Welcome, North Carolina! Pepsi was invented and first served in New Bern in 1898. Piedmont IB Middle School. J.M. Alexander Middle School. William G. Enlow High School. And the North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics. Welcome, Michigan! One of the founding states for Science Olympiad. Meads Mill Middle School. Lakeshore Middle School. Northville High School. And Grand Haven High School. Welcome, Pennsylvania! Pennsylvania is home to the cheesesteak sandwich, soft pretzels, and tasty cakes. Springhouse Middle School. Shady Side Academy Middle School. Harriton High School. And Bayard Ruston High School. Welcome, Texas! The armadillo is the official state mammal. Beckendorf Junior High School. Cinco Ranch Junior High School. Liberal Arts and Science Academy. And Seven Lakes High School. Welcome, New Jersey! Atlantic City is where the street names came from the game Monopoly. Community Middle School. West Windsor Plainsboro High School North. Welcome, Massachusetts! Robert Goddard launched the first rocket fueled with liquid fuel from the town of Auburn. W. Coolidge Middle School. Acton Boxborough Regional High School. Welcome, Washington! Popular games Pictionary, Pickleball, and Cranium were all invented in Washington. North Shore Junior High School. And Camas High School. Welcome, Indiana! Marcelia Gruel of Indianapolis created the Raggedy Ann doll in 1914. Thomas Jefferson Middle School. And Munster High School. Welcome, Arizona! The world's largest solar telescope is located at Kitts Peak National Observatory in the city of Sells. Paragon Science Academy. And Desert Mountain High School. Welcome, Wisconsin! Badger hair is used to make the best shaving brushes. Hamilton Middle School. And Menominee High School. On the shore or on the coast of an island, and every month I'd hop on a plane to fly in and take a shot for whatever she wants to buy. Yeah, she made me who I am. I got the heart of a lion. Yeah, and for that, mama, I'm gratified. Grinding harder than everybody, so please don't act surprised when you see me pass your eyes quickly as I'm passing by. Grinding boys, trap or die. Holy, I'm a mastermind. I got a smile on every day. Got a taste of the good life, and I'm here to stay. I'm used to questions, so everybody ask away. Hey, it's time to get high, homie, so pass the J. Welcome, Tennessee! Andrew Johnson held every elective office at the local, state, and federal level. Cedar Springs Homeschool. Good vibes is the only thing we giving off. Oh, you say that you're feeling it. Haters didn't get that. And Farragut High School. But I bet that they hearing this, making noise off the Richter. Kodak lifestyle, you better take a picture. Magazine centerfolds, now I'm thinking bigger. Fuck the average Joe, boy, you know I'm trying to differ. And so far I think I'm doing it. Anything is possible, and boy, I think I'm proving it. People looking up to me, I'm really kinda new to this. Yeah, they looking up to me, I'm really kinda new to this. I got their hands to the ceiling. Boy, it's indescribable, I can't explain this feeling. My life's so appealing, cause boy, I'm living for right now. All you people wearing suits, welcome, Colorado! Colorado is the only state in history to turn down the Olympics. However, they have hosted 3 Science Olympiad national tournaments. Preston Middle School. And Pooter High School. Little walk, small talk, big thoughts, gonna tell them all just what I want. That street, 2 streets, I see you and me hanging on the empty swings. Count high, low, don't worry, my eyes are closed. I'm the Superman and it's my show. 1 shoe, 2, gonna kick with my new shoes. I'm gonna kick until I need new shoes. At those hipsters, I wanna dance. I said don't stop, don't stop, don't stop talking to me. Stop, don't stop giving me things. Stop, don't stop laughing about it. Stop, don't stop. I said don't stop, don't stop. Welcome, Maryland! King William's School opened in 1696. It was the first school in the United States. Pilgrimage Homeschool High School.
Sleigh ride, boat ride, piggyback ride. I'm gonna show 'em all how I can ride. 1, 2, 3, close your eyes and count to 4. I'm gonna hide behind my bedroom door. Crayons on walls, color on them all. Draw until I've broken every law.
And Pilgrimage Homeschool Middle School.
Don't stop talking to me. Stop, don't stop giving me things. Stop, don't stop laughing about it. Stop, don't stop. I said don't stop talking to me. Stop, don't stop giving me things. Stop, don't stop laughing about it. Stop, don't stop.
Welcome, South Carolina! The state dance of South Carolina is the shag. Bell Street Middle School.
Don't stop talking to me. Stop, don't stop giving me things. Stop,
And Academic Magnet High School.
about it. Stop, don't stop.
Welcome, Minnesota! Minnesota has 90,000 miles of shoreline, more than California, Florida, and Hawaii combined. Chippewa Middle School. And Mounds View High School. Welcome, Kentucky! Cheeseburgers were first served in 1934 at Kalen's Restaurant in Louisville. Russell Independent Middle School. And Russell Independent High School. Welcome, Alabama! Alabama workers built the first rocket to put humans on the moon. Auburn Junior High School. Thank you. Auburn High School. Welcome, Oklahoma! There is an operating oil well on state capitol grounds called Capitol Site Number 1. Cassidy Middle School. And Cassidy Upper School. Welcome, Louisiana! Baton Rouge hosted the 1983 Special Olympics International Summer Games at LSU. St. John's Berkman's Cathedral High School. Baton Rouge Magnet High School. Welcome, Iowa! Iowa is the only state whose east and west borders are 100% formed by water. Ames Middle School. And Ames High School. Welcome, Oregon! Oregon's state birthday is on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Stoller Middle School. Welcome, Arkansas! Crater of Diamonds State Park allows dedicated prospectors to search for precious gems, including diamonds, amethyst, garnet, jasper, agate, and quartz. Nettleton Junior High School. And County Line High School. Welcome, Connecticut! The USS Nautilus, the world's first nuclear-powered submarine, was built in Groton in 1954. Bedford Middle School. And Hopkins School. Welcome, Kansas! Smith County is the geographical center of the 48 contiguous states. Leawood Middle School. Olathe North High School. Welcome, Mississippi! Vicksburg is home to the world's largest hydraulic research laboratory, St. Patrick Catholic High School. Mississippi School for Mathematics and Science. Welcome, New Mexico! Santa Fe is the highest capital city in the United States at 7,000 feet above sea level. Albuquerque homeschoolers. And the Albuquerque Academy. Welcome, Utah! Utah has 5 national parks: Arches, Canyonlands, Zion, Bryce, and Capitol Reef. Fairfield Junior High School. And Maple Mountain High School. Welcome, Idaho! Hell's Canyon is the deepest gorge in America. St. Joseph's Catholic High School. Bishop Kelly High School. Welcome, Nevada! Nevada is the largest gold-producing state in the nation. Hyde Park Middle School Academy of Science and Mathematics. And Ed W. Clark High School. Welcome, Maine! Maine produces 99% of all the blueberries in the country. Madomic Middle School. Wainfleet School. Welcome, West Virginia. Mother's Day was first observed at Andrews Church in Grafton on May 10, 1908. Huntington Middle School. And Huntington High School. Welcome, Delaware, one of the founding states for Science Olympiad. H.B. DuPont Middle School. And the Charter School of Wilmington. Welcome, Hawaii! The Kilauea volcano is the world's most active volcano. Highlands Intermediate School. And Iolani School. Welcome, North Dakota! North Dakota grows more sunflowers than any other state. Wachter Middle School. And Bismarck High School. Welcome, Rhode Island! Portsmouth is home to the oldest schoolhouse in the United States, Barrington Middle School. and Barrington High School. Welcome, Wyoming! Wyoming was the first state to give women the right to vote. Riverton Middle School. And Campbell County High School. Welcome, Montana! No state has as many different species of mammals as Montana. Corvallis Middle School. And Fergus High School. Welcome, Alaska! 17 of the 20 highest peaks in the United States are located in Alaska. Teeland Middle School. Matsu Career and Technical High School. Welcome, South Dakota! Jewel Cave is the third longest cave in the world. Yankton Middle School. Yankton High School. Welcome, New Hampshire! It takes approximately 40 gallons of sap to make approximately 1 gallon of maple syrup. Merrimack High School. And welcome, Japan! Shibuya Kyoku Gauken Makuhari Senior High School! Nebraska, our host state. Nebraska has more miles of river than any other state. Mission Middle School, Bellevue. Logan Fontenelle Middle School, Bellevue. And Lincoln Southwest High School. Welcome to all the competitors to the campus of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able, as the Air Force ROTC Color Guard presents our nation's flag, and please remain standing for our national anthem. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our great pleasure to welcome you to one of the nation's best college towns. We hope you will be able to take advantage of what Lincoln has to offer to both residents and visitors, and hope you will have a great time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lincoln, Nebraska. Truly, there is no place like Nebraska. At this time, I would like to invite co-founder of Science Olympiad, Dr. Gerard Putz, to the podium.
Good evening and welcome to the 31st Annual Science Olympiad National Tournament hosted by the University of Nebraska here in Lincoln. On behalf of the Science Olympiad National Executive Board, I want to congratulate you, your team, and your coaches for your accomplishments. You have made them, your parents, and your whole community very proud. Representing your state at the nation's most prestigious science and technology competition is a great achievement. The Science Olympiad National Tournament is a celebration of what you have learned, your commitment to academic excellence, and your ability to work together as a team to solve rigorous science and engineering and technology problems. Leaders from the government, education, business, and industry join us today in saying we are confident you will help America achieve its STEM education goals. The theme of this 2015 National Tournament is Explore, Challenge, and Achieve. When you apply your knowledge and skills and imagination to seeking solutions for real-world problems, great things can happen. We hope that you will take these goals to heart as you find ways to use your talents to not only achieve professionally, but to also help others and give back to your community. Now I'd like to recognize a few people, but first we hope that you will enjoy the opening ceremonies. Tomorrow's competition, and the awards. The national tournament is your opportunity to excel in science, to have fun, to exhibit good sportsmanship, and make new friends. Now that we've recognized the 49 states and all 120 teams, and also the Science Olympiad Global Ambassador team from Japan during this fabulous parade, I want to acknowledge and congratulate the officials, the directors, supervisors, all of your parents and coaches who helped you get here, and also to take a moment to thank our sponsors, our partners, hundreds of volunteers, and the Nebraska Science Olympiad Tournament Committee. So let's have them all stand, and let's give them all a big round of applause. And now, representing the entire academic community that made this event possible, will you also please give a big round of applause and welcome to two of the deans of the University of Nebraska. Marjorie Kostelnik, Dean of the College of Education and Human Science, and also Steve Waller, Dean of the College of Agriculture and Natural Science. On behalf of the Science Olympiad, I'd like to present this plaque to the Dean that says, presented to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln for your support in the recognition of excellence in science education and science achievement. Science Olympiad National Finals 2015. Thank you, Dean. Thank you.
Well, welcome. We're delighted that you're here. The University of Nebraska really values youth, and we value science. As a result, the university is planning to award up to 47 scholarships for the gold medal winners in the high school division. Out-of-state students will receive the George Beadle Scholarship, which is currently valued at $13,500 per year for 4 years. In-state students will receive a tuition scholarship for up to 120 credit hours or the completion of a bachelor's degree. So think about it, future scientists. Come be a Husker.
At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce Senator Sue Crawford to bring greetings from the Nebraska Legislature.
Good evening, and on behalf of the Nebraska State Legislature and the state of Nebraska, I welcome you here to Lincoln, Nebraska, and I am so glad to have you here tonight with us. You've worked so hard to get here, and I appreciate that hard work, and I know how much you've learned, not only about science, but about leadership and discipline, and so it's so great to have you here in our state to showcase those skills and compete in the National Science Olympiad. I'm also so pleased to be able to be the one to be here tonight with you because I have a son here, and I won't embarrass him by calling him out, but he is here somewhere. And I'm also pleased to be the state senator here to welcome you here tonight because my district is home to 2 rock star middle school Science Olympiad teams, Logan Fontenelle Middle School and Mission Middle School. And we are here in the home of our high school champions, so it's great to be here tonight. 31 years ago, the Summer Olympic Games were held in Los Angeles. Cell phones were first made available to the public, and 17 states participated in the first Science Olympiad National Tournament. This weekend, 49 states and an ambassador team from Japan will compete in the 31st Science Olympiad. The success of this phenomenon can be attributed to 3 people: the co-founders, Dr. Gerard Putz and Mr. Jack Carnes, and the executive administrator, Mrs. Sharon Putz. Yes, please. It is my privilege to bestow Nebraska's highest honor, the title of Admiral in the Great Navy of the state of Nebraska, to these 3 individuals. I bet you didn't know we had a Navy, did you? That's right, that's right. So the admiralship in the Navy of the great state of Nebraska, it is seriously an honor that we bestow on people who have given great contributions to the state and contributions to the nation, and it is awarded by our governor. So we request that when we think there's someone who is well-deserving, and I am grateful to Governor Ricketts for bestowing this admiralship on these 3 wonderful leaders in Science Olympiad.
Congratulations, and thank you, Senator. I would be remiss if I didn't tell at least one science joke. It's a physics joke. I wondered why the ball was getting larger, and then it hit me. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like you to take this opportunity to thank our dignitaries on stage. Please, a round of applause. This event would not be possible without our generous sponsors who are listed in the program on pages 10 and 11. Please, let's give them a round of applause as well. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce University of Nebraska-Lincoln Chancellor Harvey Perlman. Please turn your attention to the big screen.
Welcome to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I'm Chancellor Harvey Perlman. Congratulations on making it to the National Science Olympiad. Our faculty and staff are excited that you're on campus and want to make sure you have a great time. I hope you have a chance to take advantage of some of the fun things in Lincoln while you're here. I hope you'll keep the university in mind during your college search. If you'd like to take a tour, our admissions team will be happy to show you around. I wish you all the best during tomorrow's competition. Have fun and enjoy your time in Nebraska.
You are on the campus of a Big Ten university that welcomes each of you to explore your own story of success. You're invited to take a tour of campus during your stay, and you're also encouraged to think about your own future and the life story you will write.
You've got things to do. To create. To vindicate. You're a rebel with a cause. You've got a life to make, rules to break, and earth to quake. You're the next success. A CEO, a dancer, a poet, entrepreneur, a doer, a spark. Come make waves where there is no ocean.
At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Tim Gay, a professor of physics at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Dr. Gay's work has been featured on ABC World News Tonight, ESPN's Cold Pizza, as well as in the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, and a variety of other media outlets. He is no stranger to large lecture halls. He taught the largest physics class in the world, 78,000 fans attending the University of Nebraska home football games. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Tim Gay.
Thank you. As a member of the science faculty of the University of Nebraska at Lincoln, I too would like to add my welcome to all of you who've come to Lincoln for this Science Olympiad. We're honored by your presence, truly, and we're impressed by your accomplishments. As science Olympians, you probably are aware that science is everywhere and that it pops up all the time. As a physics teacher, I've learned that in order to engage my students, I've got to relate the physics concepts that I'm trying to teach to them to something that they really care about. And in Nebraska, what we really care about is football. So I want to spend the evening talking to you about the physics of football, and we'll see what we can come away with. So to begin, when we watch the action on the field, and I'm about to show you some, I want to remind you that what we're seeing is classical physics, invented essentially by Sir Isaac Newton, in action. This is from an Oklahoma-Nebraska game that occurred in 1978, and I just want to show it to you here in detail. I will slow it down a little bit. Just in case you missed something. So what we see here is that football, the technical physics term for this is getting your bell rung. Football is an exciting but violent sport. What I wanted to do in the pieces that I did for Husker Vision several years ago, typically during a timeout on the field, and which appeared up on the big jumbotrons in Memorial Stadium, was to explain some of the basic classical physics that occurs in a hit like that. I'm going to show you one of these pieces so you can get a flavor for what the audience, the crowd of 90,000 people, got to see.
We've talked about Newton's laws in general and the third law in particular. Now let's talk about the second law. It says that force is equal to mass times acceleration. Consider, for example, the Husker offensive line in a 5-man set. The starting line last week against Iowa weighed a total of 1,535 pounds, which is equivalent to a mass of about 700 kilograms, kind of like a small car. These guys have to be able to exert enough force off the line to give themselves an acceleration of 7 meters per second squared. That amounts to a total force for the whole line of almost 5,000 newtons, or 1,100 pounds, more than half a ton.
So remember, Tonu, when you run over Missouri today, may the force be with you. So what is it that we're talking about here? We're talking about Newton's 3 laws of classical physics, And to boil them down, let's just go through them to remind you. I'm sure most of you know these, but let's talk about the first law. It says that mass wants to do what it was doing before. In other words, if an object is in motion, it will stay in motion and continue on in a straight line at the same speed. Now, think about Newton's world, 1650, when he was coming up with these laws. Any right-thinking person with any common sense at all would know that the natural state of matter is to be at rest. Think about our lives today. If I take my foot off the accelerator of my car, it'll slowly come to a stop, maybe in front of a tree or into a tree. If I take a billiard ball on a pool table and throw it around, it'll rattle around for a while, but finally it will stop. And so we might conclude that the natural state of matter is to be at rest, but it took a genius of Newton's caliber to understand that those were really effects due to friction and weren't the very nature of the mechanics that he was dealing with. In fact, something that has mass wants to keep on doing what it was doing before. Then there's the second law, which is what we use to torture our incoming students with. It says that the force is equal to the mass times the acceleration. This is, in some sense, a definition of mass. If I define the force and I know the acceleration from kinematics, I can figure out what the mass is or the force. It's a proportional relationship. Finally, there's the third law, which says that if I have two objects that are interacting with each other, they will exert equal magnitudes of force on each other, but in opposite directions. So there are some interesting things there. When a very large player collides with a small player, they actually exert the same amount of force on each other. It's the small player that goes flying because of the second law. He has less mass, and so he's more easily accelerated. So we can see then how we can use these to understand some of the large forces that occur on the field. If I have a standard tackle, as I've shown here, first of all, the third law shows that they both exert equal magnitudes of force. The length of those two arrows is the same in both cases, but they point in opposite directions. I can also calculate the force that two big players running full tilt into each other would exert on each other. I essentially take their mass, we could call it 100 kilograms to make the calculation easy. A player that's running at top speed is moving at about 10 meters per second, and collisions that occur on the field in football typically occur over a time of perhaps 150 milliseconds. So that's the denominator in that third line. When I multiply that all together, I get something of the order of 7,000 newtons, which is about 3/4 of a ton. This is why they call football a contact sport. Now, there are other kinds of forces. This is one I just got off the web. It's actually the big hit that Ray Lewis put on Aaron Hernandez, who's now doing serious jail time, in the 2013 AFC Championship. Here we go. And you can see that forces delivered to the head can be very large. I'll show it to you one more time here. And he was penalized for that hit, by the way. But let's just talk a little bit about the magnitudes of those forces. When two players collide, the force can be equivalent to essentially getting conked on the head, hopefully you're wearing a helmet, with a 16-pound bowling ball, dropped from a height of 12 feet. It's good to make a guy miss unless he grabs your face mask on the way by, and then it's essentially the equivalent amount of torque to sticking your head into an industrial washing machine filled with wet towels. They say that Brett Favre throws, I see my cheeseheads out there somewhere, throws bullet passes, throws bullet passes, and it's true. If you donned some bulletproof gloves and caught 10 Brett Favre passes, it's essentially like having a .44 Magnum shooting that ammunition unloaded into your hands, the most powerful handgun in the world. When a player makes a cut, my favorite is Dante Hall. When he makes a cut, he's no longer working, but when he did make a cut, the a force that goes through his ankle is about 800 pounds. This is why ankles and knees get blown out in football. So these forces are large. So I tell this to people, and they say, okay, well, that's great, Professor, but, you know, basically, aren't you just telling us it's better to be a big, fast guy than a slow, small guy? Duh. I didn't need to go to physics class to learn that. And it's true. It is better to be a big, fast guy than a slow, small guy. But there are some subtleties to Newton's three laws, a couple of which I'd like to take you through. Here's one of them. What I have here are two bricks of approximately equal size. One of them is made of wood and weighs about 1.3 pounds. The other is made of lead and weighs about 28 pounds. Now, what I want to do is take these coffee cups that I got at the grocery store this morning, and I want to support these bricks on 2 cups each. So I'll lay these out. You guys in the front row may want to kind of look alive here. Okay, so I take this and I balance them like so. And I'll do the same. Let me move this football helmet. You know what the N on the football helmet stands for, don't you? Knowledge. Yeah, that's right. So now I'm going to take these two and lift with your back or your legs. I can never remember. And I got to be careful because if I set these down too quickly, it'll just crush the cups. So here we go. That's all good. Now what I have is a 3-pound weight made of lead, and I'm going to drop it on the 2 bricks. And I want you to tell me if I drop it from a set height, and I've got a ruler here to convince you that I'm not cheating. I want you to tell me which is going to do a better job of crushing those coffee cups. Is it going to be the wood brick or the lead brick? I'm hearing mostly lead brick. Look, a few people, that's interesting. A few people are actually thinking the wood brick would do a better job. Let's try it. I don't know. I can't figure it out, but I am an experimental physicist, and what I know to do if I'm not sure is to check with an experiment. So here we go. So I'm going to take, we'll do the wood brick first. And I set this up, nothing up my sleeve. I'm going to drop this from this height. You guys ready down there? Okay, good. Okay. What? Oh, you're all from Nebraska. You're expendable. No. Oh. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Bombs away. So grab those and take a look at them for me. What do they look like to you? They're kind of a little dent right here and a little dent right here. I don't know if the camera can get that, but some damage, but nothing huge. Okay, now, wait for this. Here comes the lead brick. Okay, just look alive. Okay, here we go. Same weight, same height, no change. 3, 2, 1. What? I got nothing. There's no dent. There's no... What's going on? The answer is that Newton's first law is what's going on. Remember, mass wants to do what it was doing before. The more massive something is, the more interested it is in doing what it was doing before, which in the case of the bricks was nothing. This lead brick is much more interested in staying put and not accelerating, Newton's second law, to crush those coffee cups. So that's the second law and the first law. What about the third law? So if I have 2 players, again, one like Warren Sapp building up a full head of steam, and he takes out, I don't know, Doug Flutie, some quarterback that maybe weighed, 170 pounds on a good day, who exerts a bigger force. So I need 2 volunteers from the audience to help me out here. I need somebody really big. I need you in the 3rd row, you right there. Yes, no, the one next to you, yeah, yes, her. Okay, so you're it. Okay, we've got a young lady, come through the arches there. We got a young lady from the great state of Wyoming. And now I need somebody really tiny, like this guy from Nebraska right here. No, you. Yes. Okay. So what I've got here are 2 spring scales. They read out in newtons. We go up to 100 newtons. I'm going to give you one, and I'm going to give you one, and I want you to hook the hooks together there and hold them so that the camera can see them, and that everybody in the audience can see them. And now what I want you to hold it like that, and now both pull on each other with 30 newtons. No, just 30. You're going to strain yourself here. Okay, now we got good. They're both pulling on each other with 30 newtons. Now you're the bigger one here. Why don't you pull with 50 and you stay at 30? Okay, good. You're at 50. No. You're at 50. No, you pull with 50. How did you guys make the National Science Olympiad team? Okay, you go 50 and you go 30. And I'm teasing them because, of course, they can't do it. And the reason they can't do it is Newton's 3rd law, which says that 2 objects or 2 people that are interacting via spring scales have to exert the same force. So again, when Sap cleans out Flutie, they exert the same force on each other. Flutie is the one that goes flying because he weighs a lot. Let's give him a hand. Good job. Thank you very much, guys. So you say, okay, he's explaining. I get that now. That's easy. If Newton's 3rd law is right, how is it that anybody ever wins a tug of war? That's something to think about. I'll let you guys think about that. Okay, let's move on. I want to talk a little bit about energy and power. Here's another video that we did.
Energy, like force and momentum, are important quantities in physics. Football players expend a lot of energy in a game, and this training table is where they get that energy. On game day, these guys eat about 6,500 calories, more than 4 times what an adult sitting on a couch watching television all day would expend. But when the ball is snapped, a tackle firing off the line of scrimmage uses food energy at about 50 times that rate. In the first second of play, both teams combined expend enough energy to lift a pickup 10 yards in the air, enough for a vertical first down. Over the course of the game, both teams do enough work to lift this iron girder used in our new sky boxes more than 1.5 miles in the air. What we learn from this lesson in physics is that football is a very energetic sport.
Hey, Doc, that's my food.
We also learn that you don't ever get between a lineman and lunch.
Which is true. I can speak with some authority. I was a lineman in college. The guy that you saw in that video was actually a student of mine, Adam Julch. He was an economics and math major and got an A+ in my class, calculus-based physics. So not all linemen are dumb. Most are, but not all of them. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about energy and power. Now, in physics, we define power as being the rate at which I do work. That's the first equation. And we're used to thinking in terms of power either in the English units of horsepower, which is often the way we rate automobile engines, but that's equivalent to the SI unit of watts of 746 watts. You can also talk about energy in terms of calories, and of course, there are two kinds of calories. There are food calories, and then there are physics calories, which are different by a factor of 1,000. We do that to confuse as many students as possible. But power is important in all sorts of activities, including athletic activities. If I'm watching an NFL game, if I'm a couch potato, just sitting on the couch, I expend about 1/7 of a horsepower just keeping my heart beating and my brain functioning. On the other hand, serious athletic activity, for example, pedaling the Gossamer Condor, the first human-powered airplane, pedaling it across the English Channel requires about 3/4 of a horsepower, and superbly trained athletes can do that for perhaps 3 hours before they wear out. But humans are capable of much greater bursts of power in short bursts. For example, a lineman, and again we can go through the math, but I just want to cut to the chase, a lineman can expend about 3,500 watts when he fires off the line, which is the equivalent of about 5 horsepower. You can't do that for more than, say, 10 seconds, but you can do it in short bursts. So there's that aspect of the game of football. There's also the issue of the increasing weight and speed of football players, both at the college level and at the pro level. The average weight of linemen in the NFL has gone up essentially linearly since 1920, when they first started taking data. In 1920, the average NFL lineman who played for the Decatur Staleys or the Massillon Tigers would have weighed about 190 pounds. And we're now up above, the data stop a little bit before 2015, but we're up to about 301, 302 pounds now for an average NFL lineman. So we're talking about a 57% increase. What about speed? Well, unfortunately, they don't keep 40 times for linemen usually in the NFL. But if I just say, well, I know how fast world-class sprinters run, and they have increased their speed since 1920 by about 10%. And while a lineman isn't going to run as fast as Usain Bolt, he will probably have increased his speed by about 10%. So I can now take that increase in speed and that increase in mass, fold them together to get what in physics we call the kinetic energy. And the kinetic energy has essentially doubled in the NFL since 1920. That is to say, that's the energy that goes into every play at the line of scrimmage, and it's doubled. And it's also the energy that causes injuries in the game. So why is it then that more people aren't getting injured? And the answer is that the equipment has gotten better. So let's talk just a little bit about equipment. Here's another video that we did.
Let's talk about football helmets. A helmet acts to distribute the force of a hit to a player's head over a larger area. A sharp, concentrated blow to the head, if delivered by a large force, can cause serious injury. But it's not the force that matters so much here, it's the pressure. The formula for pressure is force divided by the area over which the force is applied. From this equation, we can see why a carpenter, using a relatively small force, can drive a nail into a board. The cross-sectional area of the nail is relatively small. A helmet distributes the force of the hit over a large area, thus reducing the pressure that the player's head feels. In the same way, the principle of distribution of force allows me to lie down on this bed of nails without significant, injury.
So that's an interesting video, and there's a problem with that video, and I'll tell you what the problem is. When we did that, I had hundreds of people, literally hundreds of people, come up to me and say, how is it you were able to trick the camera into making it look like you could lay down on a bed of nails, when we know that's just a trick? You can't really do that. And you have to say, no, physics is real. Physics works. So for those of you, the coaches, the faculty coaches of these Science Olympiad teams tonight, and I so much appreciate all the effort you've put in on this. I truly value what you're doing. We've got a lot of science education to do out there. The kids that you've got in these teams, they're all great. They're gonna get it. But we got a lot more people that still think physics is magic somehow or something. So we've got work to do. So how does a helmet work? Well, a helmet, again, as I said in the video, distributes the force of the blow over the surface of the helmet, lowering the pressure. The force is still the same, but it lowers the pressure. But there's another key idea here, and that is what else makes a helmet work? Well, it's the padding on the inside. And what does padding do? Padding extends the collision. So what I've got here are two graphs. Don't worry about the math. Essentially, when I deliver a blow to a head, its momentum, the head's momentum, is going to change by a fixed amount, no matter whether the player is wearing a helmet or not. But the helmet, because of the padding, extends the length of the collision. In this graph here, both areas are the same. The green areas under the curves, which are just showing the force that the player's head feels versus time, are the same. But if I extend the collision, then I've got a broader baseline, and the maximum force delivered to the head has to go down. That's exactly the same principle for the egg drop that I just lost with the governor of the state of Nebraska. Basically, that padding increases the length of the collision. The egg is going to change its momentum by the same amount, but that padding increases the length of the collision and lowers the force. So that's how the helmet works. So I'm talking on and on. You know, I've got a helmet here, and I was actually over at the football field this morning, and they had a little accident, and I've got a head from a player, and I thought we could maybe do an experiment. You know, I'm an experimental physicist, and I've got it on the table here. I'm just joking. It's a honeydew melon made to look like a player. So let's try this. Let's put the helmet around the head. We'll put the head in the helmet. We'll strap this guy down, sort of. I'll jam that in there. And now I'm gonna, we've got, the safety police have arrived. Okay. So I'm gonna go up to here. This is the part of the job I hate. And we're gonna drop this like so. Are we ready? Okay, again, look alive, you guys in the front row. Here we go. It's the same height as the top of the ladder. 3, 2, 1. Did it survive? Can one of you guys tell me how to do? Cool. Of course, in science, we need a control, don't we? So I happen to have a second head. Well, you can guess what it is. Yet another. Okay, there's breakfast for the VIP lounge tomorrow morning. Here we go. So here's our second poor guy here. Can you just grab the helmet, get it out of the way. Same height, no cheating. 3. Now this demonstration, like all physics experiments, works about 2/3 of the time. So let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Any damage there? Really? Let's see. Hold on. Cool. Skull fracture. All right, good. Okay. So, kids, do that experiment at home. In other words, wear your bicycle helmets, darn it. So, I'm done. I just want to make one other point, and that is about Sir Isaac Newton, who was probably the greatest genius that ever lived. And he said that he was able to make all of his amazing scientific discoveries because he stood on giants and could see a far distance into the future. And it turns out I got a picture of that. On the web you can find anything. I got a picture of it right there. There's Isaac Newton standing on this. Yeah, the people from New Jersey got that. And with that, I'd like to thank you for your attention and thank you for coming to Lincoln. Have a good day tomorrow.
When you come to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln to go to school, take his class. Thanks a lot, Dr. Gay. That was fantastic. It's now time to honor the Code of Ethics by taking the Science Olympiad pledges. With the representatives leading us in the pledges, please join me on stage. Will the student participants please rise as Josh Humphrey, a senior at Lincoln Southwest High School, recites the oath for all students.
I pledge to put forth my best effort in the Science Olympiad tournament and to uphold the principles of honest competition. I will compete with integrity and respect, and I will display courtesy towards my competitors, event supervisors, and tournament personnel. My actions will exemplify the proud spirit of my school, team, and state.
You may be seated. Will the coaches please rise as Suzanne Nolte, coach at Bellevue Mission Middle School, recites the oath for all coaches.
As a Science Olympiad coach, I pledge to encourage honesty and respect for tournament personnel, my fellow coaches, and other team members. My efforts will bring honor to our community and school.
Will the parents of participants please rise as Jennifer Wilson, parent of a Bellevue Logan Fontenelle Middle School student, recites the oath for all parents.
I know, I hear you. As a Science Olympiad parent, I pledge to be an example for our children by heeding the rules of the Science Olympiad, encouraging excellence in preparation and investigation, supporting the independence in design and production, respecting the decisions of event supervisors and judges. My example will promote the spirit of cooperation within and among all participating teams.
And now, will the supervisors please rise as Teresa Bender, event supervisor for Picture This, recites the oath for all supervisors.
As a supervisor and member of the tournament's personnel, I pledge to run the Science Olympiad with fairness and respect for all participants and guests. My actions will reflect the principles of the program and display the pride I feel as a representative of my college, university, company, state, or organization.
Thank you to our pledge representatives. You may return to your seats. And now I would like to introduce to you the 2015 National Science Olympiad Tournament Director, Dr. John Peterson, Associate Dean for Research in the College of Education and Human Sciences at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
Thank you. Well, I have the distinct honor of standing between you and the swap meet. So I'll make this brief. First of all, I would like to thank Clark Ford for being our MC tonight. He did a wonderful job. Let's give him a hand. It goes without saying that I say thanks to all our participants for tomorrow, our coaches, our parents, our supervisors, our volunteers. Without you, none of this could be possible. I do have a couple of reminders, so please listen. These are instructions for kind of our end of our opening ceremonies here. So for all coaches and supervisors, lucky you, please remain in this area. There will be some meetings afterwards, supervisor meetings. For those teams attending the swap meet, please, this is important, please exit the doors that you came in from and move to the track area. It's in the track area that you'll have your swap meet and you'll find a boxed dinner, okay? So food, it's good, it's a good thing. Yeah. So, wait. So, we have one short video that we want to play for you. So please, participants, remain seated until the video ends. Once the video ends, you'll know when that is. I'm sure you're smart. We will let you exit to the swap meet and to the activities with the lunch or dinner. So, it's with great pleasure that my final words are, let the games begin, and isn't this awesome?
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dream. Everything is better when we stick together. Side by side, you and I gonna win forever. Let's party forever. We're the same, I'm like you, you're like me. We're all working in harmony. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dream.
3, 2, 1, go. Have you heard the news? Everyone's talking. Life is good cause everything's awesome. Lost my job, that's a new opportunity. More free time for my awesome community. I feel more awesome than an awesome possum. Dip my body in chocolate frosting. 3 years later I shot the frosting. Smelling like a blossom, everything is awesome. Stepped in mud, got new brown shoes. It's awesome to win and it's awesome to lose.